Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Podpinions.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Bruce.
And we have a special guest.
Special guest today.
Jamie Frenette.
Nice to meet you.
From Connecticut.
Yes.
And now you're here. Right. Jamie was a dealer at Mount Airy Casino. Well, actually, you started at Foxwoods, right?
Years ago, in the 90s, yeah.
And then you went to Mohegan Sun?
Mohegan Sun. I was a bellman at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut.
Well, how did you wind up being a dealer?
Well, I was a dealer first. Well, actually, I was in security the first year. Then I wanted to make money, so I became a dealer. And I was a dealer for a long time.
A very long time.
And
he had hair when he started.
Yes.
I did. I had a lot of hair.
About the same time as me, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of hair when I started. And then I became a bellman across the street, so they say, from Foxwoods to Mohegan Sun. And here I am in the Poconos.
Nice. A beautiful Mount Airy Lodge.
Yeah, Monroe County.
Remember those commercials with the
beautiful Mount Scary Lodge?
with the Olympic-sized swimming pool?
That's right. I used to play over there all the
when
time.
I first started here, you go to the buffet to eat, and the back wall had all of those old school photos of, like, I don't know what year it was, maybe the 60s.
All of those, no, it started before that.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know where they went. I mean, maybe
a little friend of mine, I won't name drop,
but Frank.
Okay. That's the one.
But no, where we were tonight, we're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But that whole hallway there, that's where the showroom used to be, was where the convention hall is on the other side.
Okay,
right?
So that's what you told me before.
So there was this long hallway going down, and on both sides were all these pictures, like from about waist level all the way up, of everybody that ever performed there. And it was very cool.
I know Frank still has some. He did, if I remember correctly. I drink heavily, but I believe Frank told me, he's like, I still have some. But for the most part, I believe, if I remember correctly, did I tell you the bank got them?
Yeah.
That was okay. Yeah. So the bank.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, where are they?
Yeah, right.
There. I mean, come on.
Somebody's got them.
Somebody's got them.
Anyhow, the three of us, just got back from Mount Airy Lodge, or Mount Airy Casino Resort, or whatever they call it these days.
Scary Airy.
Yeah, Scary Airy. And we just saw President Trump.
Yeah. We got the hit last night, right?
Yep. I applied 3 days ago to get my ticket. You got lucky.
I didn't even apply.
Because he works there.
That was an accident, purely. Yeah. Thanks, Elaine. Thank you, Lori.
But the thing is, Jamie got to sit like 30 inches behind Trump.
Oh, dude, there was no sitting. We stood
the whole
entire time.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when you told me. I thought you guys were sitting down.
No, I was standing.
I mean, we had good seats.
Yeah.
But it was a small room.
It was a quaint room.
Yeah.
Quaint.
It was intimate.
Packed them in there.
Yes.
Intimate. Intimate
Packed
room.
them in there.
It was an intimate room.
Yes. A little chilly outside, standing outside.
A little chilly.
I was inside and I was cold. My God, that door opened. I was like, oh, I feel bad for those people out there.
Well, we thought we were getting there early at like 1:45 because it said that, parking lot opened at like 2.
Oh, we made it in. They did.
Yeah, but then we stood in line for 2.5 hours, freezing our cojones off.
Right.
He froze his ass off, literally.
Yeah,
that thing was hanging out. Jeez.
Bruce had a wardrobe malfunction.
Constantly.
Yeah, I think the malfunction is when the pants actually work for the first time.
But
that thing is just out there.
But we actually met some really nice people standing outside.
Yeah.
And
inside too.
What was funny though, we're standing there talking, and this woman comes along who works for Scott Pressler. Do you know who Scott Pressler is?
No.
He's the guy who helped Trump win Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
And he's going around, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy
was he one of the nonstop?
No,
he's got the long hair.
He's got hair down to here.
Always wears his boots. He's at any place he can go to register
people
voters.
to vote.
Okay.
So she was out there doing her thing, and she walks up to us and looks at the two of us and goes, "Oh my God, it's the Podpinion guys."
And we're just talking to people.
She noticed your ass right away.
And well, what's funny is she's going to be a guest on the show next week.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because all these people are like, and she's going, "Oh, these guys are famous. They have this great podcast."
Any autographs?
No, but we passed out a lot of business cards.
Yeah.
So thank you, Julie.
Did anyone
thanks,
pull you
Julie.
to the side and ask for a picture with you?
Actually, they
They did. Actually, they did. In fact,
Well,
we got
how many? Just one?
Wait, time out. No,
'Cause
wait.
I got
gotta,
a lot.
I
Today.
can't show you this.
Well, you were on.
I don't know if it'll show up.
You were on the prime time.
Jamie got on prime time with.
Yes, I did.
With tell our listeners where you were.
I was 30
Because he
feet
was
behind.
right over Trump's shoulder.
All right, so we're
But
gonna get.
That's
The shirt.
not
It's
why.
the shirt.
It's all about the shirt,
Yes,
folks.
that's right.
At what point do I turn to the side and
You can do that.
show this badass shirt? It says, "Guns don't kill people. Clintons do," and that's hilarious.
He had to get it cleared by the Secret
Yep,
Service.
Secret Service cleared me.
Yeah. So
They
all
were
set.
very professional with that big smile and laughing the entire time.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
you got
they were
more
great.
FaceTime than Trump almost.
My goodness. Yeah. And I don't know because I was right over his shoulder.
Yeah.
30 feet behind, but I was over his shoulder.
That was great.
Yeah.
So you were on Jesse Waters tonight.
I guess that's what my son's mother-in-law said.
His phone was blowing up on
Yeah,
the stage
like-
up there.
Of course, we were all sending them pictures. So.
Yeah, from the nosebleed section.
No, we were
I don't imagine it was a bad seat in the house.
No.
In all honesty, that room
No, it
was,
was.
Well, no, I had a
was-
bad seat in the house because I had this.
smelly guy next to you.
No, this woman.
His ass.
There's this woman directly in front of me who was like this wide,
Oh,
and she
God.
kept standing on her chair to take
Yeah.
pictures.
Did you tap her in the shoulder and say, "Put the fork down"?
I wanted to,
Yeah.
but
Anyway, we're gonna get back into the Trump rally
yes,
as soon as we get back. Right.
you got it.
All right. Hang in there.
Be right
or
back.
I'll be back.
Welcome to Podpinions, where the world's on fire, and we show up like it's a backyard barbecue. Politicians roasted, woke trends torched, common sense, we've got you covered.
See, now back here, right in here. Imagine this whole stretch here. See all that woods there, ladies and gentlemen? I thought it would be really funny to get all my hunting buddies together, because since we're like literally on the border of the casino property, and it's a nature conservancy, to get all the guys dressed in orange with our rifles and do a deer drive. The Secret Service would lose their minds, but we would get a good chuckle out of it. Yeah, no traffic. Amazing. But it looks like the parking lot's pretty much full. Wow. Which means there's a huge line. Huge. Actually, the lot's not too bad. And here we thought we wouldn't have to stand in line. This sucks.
All right. Well, we made it inside. So we're now in the loopy-loop, Disneyland loopy-loop, right? Maze. We'll keep you informed.
Well, this is a nice crowd. We got a lot of people standing outside tonight. It's freezing. They got here yesterday like at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm worried about them. Would anybody like to give up your place? Let some people come in from the cold. You go out to the cold. I don't think so. I just want to say hello, Pennsylvania, and I'm thrilled to be back.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back.
I'm Rich, and this is our special guest, Jamie Frenette.
Yep.
He works at beautiful Mount Airy Lodge, or actually Mount Airy Casino and Convention Center, whatever it is.
I don't know.
But you work there.
Resort and Casino?
That's
Resort
it.
and
Something
Mount
like
Airy
that.
Resort and Casino.
Today was cart path only on the golf course, by the way.
You had to use a 90-degree.
had to use orange balls because you couldn't see them in the snow.
Balls.
We did see a couple swans
We did.
trying to find a place to land, but
There's nowhere to land.
yeah, it was all frozen. But
It was pretty funny.
yeah,
But man, it was cold out there today.
yeah, it was chilly. It was
Yeah.
chilly. I'm glad at least we got in early enough that we could get in.
And of course, Trump was like over an hour late.
Yeah, I was like, is this a Guns N' Roses show? What's going on here?
Yeah, right.
Like, wow. And there was a coworker a few doors down next to me. He's following everything live on, I don't know if it was Fox or ABC or NBC. He's like, oh, he just landed at the airport.
And that was
I'm like, wait, he was supposed to be on 5 minutes ago.
right.
So
Yeah, he landed at
Yeah.
5 after 6.
and
And that was the airport in Scranton.
Yeah, I was going to say it was up in Scranton.
So I'm assuming they took a helicopter down to Mount
Helicopter
Pocono,
here to Mount Pocono, and then
drove down.
yeah,
the people we were talking to in line, we sat next to. She was getting text.
Yeah.
I was
on the way.
the play-by-play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They just passed our store.
People were saying, "Oh, the helicopters are shaking the house."
Actually, I got a text message from a bunch of buddies that are at hunting camp, and they flew over the hunting camp.
Oh, really?
I was going to say, speaking of the helicopters, did you see my post the other day,
Yes.
2 nights ago? The helicopters are just
Everywhere.
nonstop.
Well, you said the Secret Service has been crawling all over the hotel, right?
So I was home last week, as you know, in Connecticut, visiting my father and family. And when I came back to work Friday, so 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, the manager was like, Trump's going to be here. I was like, what? Trump's coming to this casino. I'm like, dude, no way. She's like, Secret Service has been here all week. They're bringing the dogs tomorrow. I was like, you're actually serious? Why would he come to this little casino?
I still can't
The
figure it out.
only thing I can think of, and I'll politely put this because I've been inappropriate at work, is perhaps he came here in the 70s, like probably before Atlantic City, the original Mount Airy Lodge.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I really want to say how maybe he shagged the broad here, but I won't say that. You can edit that part out.
Anything is possible.
But yeah, he can't go to Scranton. Why he wouldn't want to go to Scranton, like Mohegan Sun, because that's Sleepy Joe's,
Right.
Neighborhood.
Right. Well, closer to the election, he'll get up there.
Probably.
I'm sure. I think this was his.
I still can't figure out the whole
I mentioned to you on the
Monroe
way,
County-
on the way over here, back here, that maybe Toby Hanna Army Depot was the next stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on the way
So,
back,
Never know.
which could make sense.
Things are heating up in Venezuela.
and it's
never know.
That's a communications hotspot.
Yeah, what do they do?
Communications and radar and all that kind of stuff. So it's
their
possibly
gig.
he had a midnight meeting there.
I drove by it once. Accidentally. That's how lost I was.
I think I told you what I thought would have been really funny was to get all
You
my
told me a
hunting
lot of funny things.
get all my hunting buddies together today.
Mm-hmm.
Put on our orange, grab our rifles, and go do a deer drive on Mount Airy's property. The Secret Service would have lost their minds.
Yeah, you did not tell me that. 'cause
And I would have went
you.
alone.
Yeah.
I think it would have been really funny.
I can't think
We're
of too
just-
many dumber things to do.
We're doing a deer drive. What are you talking about?
Yes. Who?
I
Who's
heard
here?
beer drive the second time I'm in.
Actually, check this out. We're standing in line, right? And this car pulls up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This car pulls up, this couple,
Yeah.
and they said, "What's going on?"
Oh,
They
boy.
they were guests at the hotel. They just checked
They
out.
just checked out.
oh.
They were leaving.
They were leaving.
And then, like, of course, the
There was-
troopers were blocking the road.
Well, there you go. See, I mean, I work there.
Yeah.
I don't call out. I don't miss a day.
Right.
And
I
I
couldn't-
had no idea.
I
You would
couldn't
think I would have heard about
believe
this weeks ago.
Right.
You would think.
So nobody advertised anything.
But I couldn't believe it. They were staying in the hotel and they were leaving. And then it's like, oh my God, how do you get tickets? You know?
Actually, you know what? Probably a good thing because you don't announce anything until 2 days prior.
Right.
You don't give criminals or whoever wants to do something bad maybe a head start. Who knows? I don't know.
Or deer drive.
Yeah.
I still think it would
You're
have been
probably
fun.
not the only idiot that thought of that in Monroe County. There's probably plenty of them that were like, hey, dude, you know what we should do? Dude, this would be great.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine?
Yeah, you did. I didn't.
Well, because you don't hunt.
No, I don't hunt. Yeah,
We got to get you out in the woods.
get me out in the woods.
I think it'd be funny. It'd be hysterical.
I'm bringing a flask.
No, alcohol.
It's
and
not
guns
going to be
don't-
blackberry schnapps.
Alcohol and guns don't mix.
Sure
So
they
you
do.
made it to Jesse Waters, huh?
I guess,
And
yeah.
what was the other one?
Can I check my phone?
Sure.
Yeah,
Because I don't
absolutely.
remember.
It was-
Look at this. I have all these messages. My battery's
It
going to
was
die.
Jesse and who's on after Jesse? Sean Hannity, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. You made National Fox, Hannity, and Jesse Waters, and there's my stupid looking head. You know what that reminds me of? Just this little screenshot right here. Remember Forrest Gump? Somebody dropped their notepad, and he's like, yeah. Dude, excuse me, you dropped this. Is that Forrest Gump?
So we have a celebrity.
Yeah.
People are going to be asking him for
Right?
autographs
Exactly.
You know how many people asked, like, can I get a picture with you? Like,
because of the shirt.
because of the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this shirt.
I think it's great.
I've had it. I don't know how many years I've had this shirt. Maybe since his first run at office. I've had it for years. I never wore it.
Mm-hmm.
But you
I
wore it
never
tonight.
wore it. I never wore it.
And
now
you wore
you're
it
a
tonight.
I've worn Doge.
Celebrity.
I've almost gotten into fights and thrown out of places wearing Doge. What's the other one I have?
Jamie has no filter, just so you know.
Yeah.
I think they
He's a
figured it
perfect-
out.
perfect
We got
fit.
4 minutes and 37 seconds, and they're like, "This guy's an. He'll never make it." But we love him.
Absolutely. Are you kidding? So when we were leaving, I said to Jamie, "It's like, hey, why don't you meet us and we'll tape an episode."
Right.
It's like, I'm in. That's cool.
Can
So I
bring beer?
texted him. He beat us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he knows.
And
he
I
knows
jogged.
a little.
I ran here. Yeah, no,
You know the inside.
no. I just got lucky. Some woman was behind the wheel, looked down, texting, so boom! I just zoomed right out in front of her, and
So what did you guys actually think of the speech?
it didn't stop. We stood for 4 hours, and then he just kept talking. I'm like, I gotta go. My hands are shaking. I need a drink.
Well, what they did to these poor guys was they were standing behind Trump on risers instead of giving them chairs on risers. I couldn't believe it. That's just nuts. And they were standing there since like 3:00.
Well, at least I was standing inside and not freezing my ass off outside, so I'm not going to complain. I feel bad for all the people, not you,
No, the people behind
But-
us. Oh my God.
the people, everybody that had to stand outside.
Well, we went prepared.
forever.
Long underwear,
Yeah.
hand warmers, foot warmers.
God, you could have made a bundle with those.
I know. It's really stupid. I should have taken a couple cases of hand
Yeah,
warmers.
you didn't
Yeah.
know. You didn't know. Hey, I didn't know. I
Right.
would have handed out your cards, your business cards. I had no idea. I didn't even.
That's right. Nobody knew.
Well, they did let people come in, and they were standing in the aisle, and then just
Did them dirty.
before,
10 minutes prior,
Yeah.
they made the announcement on the loudspeaker.
that they had to leave.
Gotta go.
yeah,
That was
Why'd you
sad.
let him in?
Right.
Why did you let him in?
It wasn't
know?
organized very
No,
well.
it wasn't. That's. Can't say it.
No, you can't.
No.
We don't want Jamie to lose his job. But I don't know if it was them or if it was the Trump team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a combination
I mean,
thereof.
yeah, who knows?
Well,
We
obviously
don't know.
they
maybe
you can't let them stand, obviously, for security reasons.
Yeah.
But at least they could have, like you said,
Now
let them
there's
know ahead of
there's
time or-
Yeah.
one other little dirty thing that was done before the first speaker went up and spoke. They had someone from the Trump team came over and made an announcement to us that there's too many people on the little, whatever you want to call that we were on the podium, whatever. So they took like a group of really good dressed young kids with the black suits, red ties. They look sharp.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, dude, the red tie squad, you guys got to go over to the other section over there. We look really bad on national television if this thing collapsed. You can't handle all the weight. And I'm like, cool. Now they can see my shirt on national television.
Right, yeah.
And then before Trump came up, they must have put 30 more people on there. They just let people in last second.
I still cannot believe they made you guys stand all that time. That was just wrong.
Well, I mean, hey, I never experienced anything like that. I probably never will because I don't want to stand that long again. I mean, I'll take it. It was a good time, a good experience, but I'm not going to criticize or critique anyone or anything.
As far as the speech itself, I think he was pretty loose and relaxed. And,
yeah.
I mean, he didn't really have any pressure to be reelected, so he was just kind of
going for it.
Yeah. I mean, Scott Bassett was, he'd come up and did some talk. He referred to him quite a bit tonight, especially with the
the guy was sitting right there.
Minnesota, Ilhan Omar.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that guy scream out? Yeah. Tim Walz is still retarded?
Yeah.
That was me.
That was him.
It's on YouTube.
The whole room heard it. I'm surprised Trump didn't turn around and look at
that's what I wanted. And I was going to say, look at my shirt.
I think he hesitated a little bit there. If he watched the thing, he just...
And
I got his attention, didn't I?
How about the two girls that he pulled up on stage like totally unrehearsed?
The
one girl looked like she was going to have a stroke.
The first girl, she actually spoke. I don't even know if you're in the room yet. She actually got up on there and spoke. She's a local girl from Stroudsburg.
Right.
And, I mean... I just think she was really nervous, very nervous. She was, or she found my flask because she was slurring. I don't know. She was just, I want to say she was incredibly nervous. Probably never spoke to a large group of people like that.
Right. Especially with the president of the United States around.
Yeah. No, this is before he even came in. Exactly.
And I don't think she was planned to go up with him.
No. So, which is bringing me to then the president called her up.
Right.
And I mean,
she did good, though.
It was hard for me to hear. Did she say "Thank you, Trump"?
Yes.
Or did she say?
Yes,
she didn't even say "Mr. Trump" or "President Trump."
No, she just said
"Thank
Trump."
you, Trump. Yeah, dude, she was so nervous.
Yeah.
But then the second girl that came up, like she came prepared.
Right.
But
she never used her notes.
Correct. Right. Trump, right. Mr. Trump. Now you got me saying it. Mr. President was like, "Hey, give me those. Like, I got your notes," and he's holding them behind his back. And I was like, what did you just take from her? And then he comes on and explains, like, she had this whole thing prepared. Right. She didn't look at it once.
He wanted her to talk natural.
No, she came prepared. Well. I don't know if she's done that before, but she
was great. And then he gave her a hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
That was good, though. We got some local people up there. And
I still want it. He didn't touch on like the gasoline prices. He sort of did, but I'm not seeing them down.
Me neither. I will say this, and I took a photo, and I can't remember what the price was right now. So my car takes 91 octane,
right?
And I can only get it at Wawa, and I'm sure as hell not going anywhere to put 93 in my car if I don't have to. But back home where I'm from, they don't sell 91 anymore, and they haven't done it for years. So I was putting 93 in, and gas was at over $1 cheaper. I was paying nearly, back home in Eastern Connecticut. Rhode Island is the backyard. Literally, I was paying $1 less for 93 as opposed to 91.
Wow.
Yeah. And I took pictures and sent it to some people out here. I was like, look what I'm paying for gas.
Because I find it like the gas station right here on the corner.
Yeah.
Right. It was $2.95 tonight or $2.98. Go up the hill where I live, right? And it's like three something. And it's like, how could there be like a 30 or 50 cent difference and you go 2 miles?
I don't get to Blakesley as often as I used to, but there is like a 15 to 20 cent price change from the Wawa here. Is that still considered Mount Pocono by Walmart?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go down to Blakesley. Look at the price there. And then is that Tannersville? Go to Tannersville. 3 completely different prices, all within like a 8-minute drive of each other.
I don't get it.
They're just.
Well, it's supposed to be the gas tax, which is like ridiculously high in Pennsylvania,
So I've heard.
right? They it's supposed to go for road repairs.
Oh yeah, I
Right.
love the roads here in
They
Pennsylvania.
suck. So I found out.
Did I ever tell you when I got pulled over by a state trooper leaving at the time my girlfriend's house? I was
No.
going to Wawa to get coffee because she made shit coffee.
Tell us how you really feel.
So I spent the night at her house. This was before the shutdown, and she's like, I want coffee, and I'm like, I'll go get it myself. So I go to run down to Wawa, I guess, in East Stroudsburg, I think. And state trooper behind me, and he's kind of like swerving. I was like, are you going to pass me? Are you going to pull me over? Just do it now. So finally, I put my left blinker on to turn into Wawa, and that's when he threw the lights on. So now I'm like, you mother, or this and that, yada, yada, yada. I pull in, and he gets behind me and gets out of his car, and I'm like, naturally, I'm a wise ass.
Of course.
Because I wasn't speeding. I had my seatbelt on. My, registration everything's in order. So I thought. So
you thought.
he's like, why I pulled you over? And I'm like, dude, I wasn't speeding. No, I don't. And he's like, your inspection sticker. I'm like, what about it? I got it inspected. Mind you, I had been here for 4 or 5 years now.
Right.
He didn't realize it was
So
a yearly.
I was like, yeah, I got it inspected. And he's like, 2015. I'm like, yeah. 2019 at this time.
Oops.
And he's like, oh, where are you from? New York? I was like, oh, I'm not from New York. I'm from Connecticut. He says Connecticut doesn't have a yearly inspection. I'm like, a yearly inspection on these effing roads? You shitting me? He's like, yeah, the state wants their money. I was like, now I'm like a turtle just pulling into my shell. And I'm like, oh, dude. So
You didn't know.
I didn't know. License, registration. I give it to him. Everything's fine. He gives me a ticket, and he's like, look, and I was a dick. I was not.
He said it. He said he was a dick.
So I can say it. All right. So I was a total dick. And then I felt, this small, and the officer was like, just so, state trooper, by the way, he was so freaking professional. And he was like, listen, if you get this done today, I will take it and I'll throw it out. And he's like, but you got to do it today. You got to get it inspected today. He's like, come to me by 5 at this barracks here, and I will squash this. I was like, well, it's my one day off, so I will spend a day doing this. So I did. And then, obviously, you wait in line. You think about this all day long. So I got it done. Went to the police barracks. Told the little girl behind the window. I was like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I did this. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, but the lieutenant actually came out and introduced himself. Again, incredibly professional. And I shook his hand. I said, here's what transpired today. Here's what I did. Here's my ticket. I signed it, and I'm going to send it out in the mail because I was a dick to your officer. Both of them, actually, because there was a dude behind me, checking their rear, and I could see him in my mirror. I was such a jerk. I was like, what's this guy in training? And he's like, no, he's not. Yeah, I admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I paid it.
Really?
I paid
He
the
didn't
fine.
squash the ticket for you?
He could have. He was going to. They were going to. And I was like, no, I was
stand-up guy.
I was,
Good for you.
that just shows you how often I get pulled over.
How much was the ticket
Oh,
for?
I couldn't tell you.
Did they
harmless.
initial the pothole they fixed with that? Or?
Oh, I just couldn't believe,
Well,
God,
check this
these
out.
roads. Yeah, I totally cut you off.
No, it's
Where
all
were you
right.
going with this?
Well,
by the way?
no. I'm glad you told the story. But do you know where the gas tax goes? It's supposed to go for fixing the roads.
Where does it go?
It's actually going to this Pennsylvania State Police Pension Foundation or Pension Fund.
Now, I just did find out this past week that Shapiro, believe it or not, that was put in with Wolf, and that's starting to come down now.
Really?
So, yeah. So that funding is not going to be,
Going to the pension fund anymore.
well, eventually. I think 2026, 27, somewhere
Nice.
around there.
But that's why the roads suck.
How many casinos does the state of Pennsylvania have? Last I knew it was like 11 or 12, and I think we're up to 14 now.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
You would know-
it
you would
doesn't,
know
it doesn't
better.
really matter.
You would know better than us.
But I do know that
what the deal was.
back in 1991, when it was approved to break ground to build a casino for the tribe, Mashantucket Pequot, aka Foxwoods, that a certain percentage of their take was going to go to the state of Connecticut to maintain roads and
Really?
fix roads.
Well, they got their act together up there, though.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
No, I mean, look at what Foxwoods and the other one,
Mohegan
Sun did
the original.
for their tribe. I mean, it's amazing.
It is. Those two buildings are incredible. I showed you video earlier.
But I mean,
that's
no, I'm
just-
talking about what they did with like the police force and the
They have their
EMTs and the fire departments
they
and
have
all
their own
that.
fire department,
But they're like,
police force.
Unbelievable.
They're squared away. They go to the. I mean, yeah, they're Indian cops, but they go to the same training.
right.
You know, the same school. There's retired state police that join the tribal, police department.
But they have their act together in
They
doing
do.
it.
They do. But
Now, when they were supposed to start here, the big push was it was supposed to go towards your
Property taxes.
taxes and for the seniors.
Correct.
And I don't know how much of that has actually taken place.
Zero.
All
Well-
I know is a lot of money has gone to the state to maintain roads, and traffic in Connecticut is dog shit. But the roads are very well maintained.
Yeah, better than
I mean,
here.
there's no trees in branches hanging over the roads. I mean, they're knocked back 50 feet.
I mean, they're not like leaning
here?
on wires.
Yeah,
and
like when a
hanging
tree branch
over
will
and
fall on your car.
You got the
Heading
wires
to work,
swinging
yeah,
down.
yeah,
It's
through
like,
the guy's
yeah.
front bushes. That's
Yeah.
just right down the road
Yeah.
here. Yeah, it's
Right.
it is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's awful.
Well, before you got here, in the area is what I meant. When they were going for the casino licenses, they were touting that, well, if you vote for this, then all your property taxes are going to go away. It never happened.
Didn't it get higher?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's that new math.
Yeah,
Right.
It's that
That's-
new math.
So I
Takes
got
so long to do the problem now. They haven't caught
They
up
had
to the actually.
Bidenomics back then.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So I got a $40 tax credit the first year. Credit.
Nice.
Tax credit.
$40.
Yeah. Woo woo. And I haven't gotten squat since.
You're
True.
a local legend.
Yeah, right. And local legend. But yeah, so they
local.
the senator who did that or was pushing it through wound up moving south after all this stuff got pushed through, and then he was doing the
Because he knew he was gonna.
yeah, absolutely. Then he was
How
doing
big was
the
that envelope?
right. Then he was doing the Route 940 reconstruction project. Jammed that through the Senate, right? Guess what?
Did you have it?
They're doing it now.
Where? On
Haven't you
940?
seen
Where the
on 940?
warehouses.
Go down 940.
Go up 940.
Yeah,
Where the warehouse is?
Go past there.
Oh,
just-
no, I won't go there. That needs it.
Right.
So they finally started it.
Yeah, but it's a nightmare
Oh,
because they're turning it into New Jersey and New York.
a rotary.
Guess who owned most of the property?
Are they putting a rotary in there?
Yeah.
Probably.
All those signs that were by that big thing of rock.
Oh no, that's yeah. I don't know what's going on there. That's
You
in
mean the
Tannersville.
circle?
Yeah,
In
Yeah.
Tannersville?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Oh wait,
Every-
that's 611. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Excuse me.
no, we're 940
That's
past
right, yeah.
past Walmart.
Every
Yeah.
other state had tore them up. Pennsylvania is
Is
putting them in.
Go figure. A little behind the times. Anyhow, so guess who owned most of the property along that route?
Don't know.
His family.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets the thing jammed through the Senate, gets through the House. Governor Wolf signs it into, law, and he retires.
Voila.
Unbelievable. But,
Politics.
yeah, right.
Politics.
But-
That's why we Trump supporters.
Exactly.
But
That's exactly what I liked about him. And here's on this hat, Trump, no bullshit. And that's exactly what the speech was tonight.
yeah,
It was
he didn't
just-
hold back any punches tonight.
No, just common sense.
You know what angered me?
Standing there.
No. You really had me biting my tongue. No, these stupid that sign. It's a great sign. I love the sign. It's a beautiful sign. I don't need it right here. I'm trying. It's like, hey, buddy, I'm trying to watch the show here. Okay, he's not talking about the sign yet. I'm sure you'll get a chance to put your sign up. So the stupid signs, and you got that fat cow, probably the one in front of you, that just kept screaming and interrupting the president. You know, he's giving a speech here. We don't need your 2 cents. We didn't come here. Look at your husband is even 4 feet from you. He's slowly
moving
moving
away.
over. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's about what it was. There was a lot of yelling going on tonight.
Yeah, it's like, dude, shut up. You know he's going to talk forever. You're just, making it longer, and we're standing.
I felt bad for you guys. I really did. I mean, at least we had like
feel
decent,
bad.
Yeah,
decent
we had
folding
like
chairs.
recliners and
Yeah,
we
you stood
were-
in the freezing cold for 3 hours.
We had waiters
with
come
your
over
crack
with
hanging out the whole time.
hot cocoa and
Yeah, we had hot chocolate.
Did you?
No.
You had hot cocoa?
No,
yeah.
he's making that up. I thought about that though. They should have like in that little lobby area where the escalators were. They should have had like drinks and snacks and stuff.
I'm not touching it.
No, wouldn't that make sense?
No,
Why not?
because it was your idea. They should have done snacks in the lobby.
Yeah, snacks.
What that reminds me of when Trump said no tax on tips.
That was great.
The media ate him up for it. A week later, Kamala, no tax on tips. She's a legend. She's so brave.
Right. So now, how does that affect you guys?
Me personally, it doesn't affect me at all because you have no idea how much money is in my pocket. It's all cash tips. That's why I left table games. I'm a server now.
Yeah, he actually went from being a craps dealer, right?
Oh man, I tried.
You were a craps dealer.
Yeah, I was a craps dealer.
And what did you do before that?
Everything.
All the table games, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've
To
dealt
become a
roulette since
server
2000.
because he made more money as a server than as a dealer.
So
there's
to
something
answer
wrong
your,
with
to
that.
answer your question, I believe it would affect in a positive way slot attendants because their tips are all pooled and taxed. Don't quote me on it. If I remember correctly, that's how it is. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments. As a dealer, firsthand, no matter if you're dealing and I tip you, you take that tip, you put it in a little box. At the end of the shift, all the boxes are collected, dumped into a big pile, and so on and so forth. You're taxed on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the dealers will
So all the
benefit
dealers,
from that.
pool their tips.
They pool their tips, correct. They get taxed on them. We get a paycheck. And it's always different. No matter how much money you make an hour, your paycheck is always different.
Because of the tip thing.
Because of the tip thing, correct. So this is going to benefit, departments like table games. I think the slot attendants. Now, if you're in a valet position, that cash goes in your pocket. If you're a server, that cash goes in your pocket.
Yeah, but don't some people put the tip on their
Some
credit
could.
card?
Some could. I don't know. I can't speak for them. I'm under the impression some do because I think technically on paper I make no money. So if I want to purchase a house or make a major purchase right now,
You're gonna be
a
in-
house or a
You're
car,
going to be in deep doo-doo.
you're going to say no. So I pretty much have to just start saving my money. Oh, thanks.
So in the overall scheme of things, either one of you guys, did you take anything new away from this speech tonight?
I don't know that I took anything new other than I think he was a little bit more straightforward because he did bring up Minnesota quite a bit. He did put
Yeah, he really
Bassett on the
Still a retard.
he did put Scott on the spot there to look into all this and make sure we
with the
find out
Somalia
what's
thing,
going
you mean?
on. Yeah.
I like how he says
Billions of
Somalia
dollars.
now. It's like
Yeah.
8 years ago. China.
now it's Somalia.
Somalia. Am I the only one that kept thinking like Captain Phillips?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he did bring up the boats.
Damn right. How do I
Taking
get
over
that
the
job?
boats. You know what I mean?
How do I get that job? And I don't want to work the fire hose. I want the M4 where I can just shoot at Somalians on a boat. You sign me up. Shit, ICE. Where are you at?
You should.
You hiring?
You should.
Why not?
There was a,
Where are the
there was
protesters tonight?
There was like a $50,000 bonus to sign up.
Oh God,
Oh,
that's
all
my
the
Capital One
protesters-
card right
all
there.
the protesters were at the
You saw
new-
protesters tonight?
No.
Well, just
They were
videos.
all up at the new warehouse in Mount Pocono.
For what?
I have no idea.
It's probably they kept them out of the way. I would
Oh, because
imagine.
Trump drove down past
Yeah.
the motorcade, drove down that way.
So I'm assuming he must have flew in to
Where were you 15 minutes ago?
me.
He flew in. I don't know. Scranton, right? Is that what you said?
No. I'm saying from Scranton to here. I think he took the helicopter
to the Mount Pocono,
Mount Pocono,
my backyard.
and then
Basically.
probably took
Right.
the limo down from there. I would imagine.
Right.
So where I was standing, there was a door that I could see outside where a lot of the good guys were in nice suits on his detail, and we saw
There's little palm
what
mics.
looked like like a Cadillac Escalade. So he rode in style. Where did he get that thing?
Oh, who knows?
Bulletproof in this area.
Maybe they flew it in.
The depot, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That could be. I still like Bruce's.
The Tesla truck. That's bulletproof.
Yeah. Still like his idea of.
That thing is a wonderful piece of machinery, isn't it? Did you ever see it on the Car and Driver or Road and Track when they test it up against other pickup trucks?
No.
Oh my God, what a shit show! Just pull that one up on YouTube.
Are you serious?
Oh, it's terrible. It is the shittiest vehicle.
It's pretty
it
ugly.
failed everything. It's ugly in a unique way. Like, I don't know, maybe after a case of whiskey, it's like, oh, you know what? It's not that bad. Just don't wake up with it the next morning.
Yeah, right.
It grows on you.
Like moss on the north side of a tree.
My God. But it was horrible.
But they're bulletproof.
Is it?
Well, so
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Who is
Who's
they?
they?
Well, we did an episode
yeah,
on
what-
that already.
That was
What episode was
2
that?
episodes
24?
ago. Yeah.
Episode 24?
I think so.
Who's they? That's when I was on my dad's couch watching.
Jamie's a fan.
Hey, there's not too many of us
And
around.
he drinks black coffee.
That's right. We
Yep.
got him.
Thanks to
switch-
you, I drank
Black coffee.
I drank my dad's Rocket Fuel black coffee. If I can drink your coffee out of a styrofoam cup, I can drink my dad's molten lava.
Well, yeah, like you said, we need coffee mugs.
Yes, that was my idea. So when you see him, Podpinion, what's the name of this?
Podpinions.
When you see the first coffee cup, that was Jamie's idea.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Take credit for
You
it.
better believe it. So what else?
Be
What
giving
else was
dividends
going on
out to
tonight?
them or
Did you?
something.
What I thought was kind of rude was some of the people leaving early.
I did see a few moms, well, parents leaving early. They had little ones though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
didn't
I can
see-
understand that.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, the bottom, like front row to the right in front of me, there was somebody got taken out. He was I think it.
What did he do?
I don't think he did anything. I personally think it was like a first aid issue.
Oh, okay.
So they definitely had the Secret Service guys their attention, and they sent a couple like rovers over, and there's 2 of them speaking to him, and they slowly walked him out. He was an older gentleman, like
Okay.
probably your age. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
what
he
a
was.
guy.
He that's why
Tell
I think
me.
he was
Yeah.
medical.
Yeah.
And then the wife turned around. Sorry, everybody. Thank you. We gotta go. And I was
man.
like, oh.
Well, if it was an old guy standing there,
Yeah.
I'm still dumbfounded that they didn't give you guys chairs or Barco loungers or something. You know, just to make
A
you
what?
a Barco lounger.
You're talking to a young guy here. What is that?
Look it up on YouTube.
No.
YouTube. But no, I can't
Got to
believe
scroll
that.
through the Dias.
Right.
No, it's fine.
But that's a lot to ask of a bunch of people.
It was, well, you know what? That's where my dealing skills came in. I'm used to
true.
standing in one spot for a couple
Hours.
hours dealing with complete idiots. But no, I'll take it. You know, it was an experience. I got to do it. I'll probably never do it again. I already told you that.
Right.
Not looking forward to it, unless I'm drinking.
Or it's like summertime.
Or you could sit.
Summertime.
So, you could sit down. That would have made it
The whole experience kind of
suck.
And I was inside freezing my ass off.
Right. It was cold.
It was cold.
Yeah.
Well, when we finally got in the building, in that little between the two door
breeze,
things,
yeah. That was the worst.
they had this fan going.
Oh, okay. In
Right?
between the valet doors, right
Yeah.
there.
The two
There was a
doors,
fan.
That was the worst. It was like a wind tunnel.
With a fan blowing cold air. It's like you'd think they'd have heat on. in there.
I almost went back out.
So a couple. Well,
The
you knew a couple of the security guards that were on detail.
The one security guard was freezing his ass off. He was right on the inside, and like just as you get in there, he had like a heavy coat on, and he was still like dancing around,
thinking about it.
And
And
it
I
was-
was in this T-shirt. This is what I wore. And everyone is bundled up inside, standing next to me, and they're like, "It's so cold in here. We're so cold. We're so cold." I'm like, "Dude, go outside. Bitch to those people. I ain't saying a word. I'm not going to complain about how cold it is in here with those out. That's why I called you.
Right.
Remember I called you?
He
I
called
could-
me and he goes, "Is that you with that red bandana on?"
There's, oh yeah, that's funny.
Well, my
Well,
ears
when we
cold.
were outside, the one
My
guy
ears were
came
freezing.
out and said, "Hey, everybody move back. We gotta let the doors close because everybody's freezing in here."
Yeah, see, you
And
would.
The whole line laughed
Yeah.
until
we got in there.
we entered in there. Then it was like,
Now we get it.
we get it.
Still not complaining. I was inside, hating life, but appreciating the fact that I was not next to you and that guy's ass.
Thanks, Jamie.
Oh,
And did you save us a seat? No.
I couldn't.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
No,
You were in
that
a
was
special group.
Yeah, special group. My entire life I've been with a special group.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Call it a night?
Yeah. I think it was overall, it was a good experience. And very, like you said, it wasn't announced
Yeah,
all over the place. It was kind of,
Hush, hush.
the down low.
yeah.
Which that's the part that surprised me.
Yeah.
I would have thought, because Trump is so boisterous and out there, that you would think that they would have made a big deal
What
about it.
happened the last time he came to PA?
Yeah. That's-
Well, true.
yeah. Well, he did go back to Butler.
And he was making jokes about that tonight.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Actually, there was a young lady I work with. She made a joke about it, and something along the lines of, "Oh, and you thought of me," and I kind of nudged a guy, and what happened last time? Just take some cover, throw her in front of us. She's like, "Wait a minute," and she actually guessed it before I could even say it.
That's
She's
funny.
like, "Why? So you can throw me in front of a, speeding bullet?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
"Yeah."
But yeah, they went through everything. Did they search you?
No.
When you guys went in, they didn't?
No. The last couple of days, I'm, like I was going to go to New Jersey or something, take all the guns and magazines out of my car. Finally, I'm like, no, I'm going to be in the parking lot.
Right.
I just lock it in the lockbox, leave it in the car. And then there wasn't even traffic for me to get there. I went the back
Yeah, you
way.
went the back way.
No traffic. I'm able to find a spot like that. I mean, I went an hour. I was there at 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Well, thinking you were going to be working.
Thinking there was going to be a line of cars a mile down the road. And I was able to get right in, walk right out. And then I thought there'd be a line out the door just for the employees to get in, get poked and prodded. No one.
Nothing.
Nothing. One
Wow.
state trooper. He's like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He's playing tic-tac-toe on his phone. I don't know.
Wow.
Walked right in. I'm like,
So when
Okay.
did all the other stuff show up?
meaning which part?
Well, all the Secret Service.
Well, they were there for over a week, evidently.
Right.
Like I said earlier, when I came back here from where I'm from, Connecticut, I reported to work Friday morning, and the boss was like, "Yeah, so Secret Service has been here all week." I'm like, "Really? Like it's actually happening?" Like he would come to this little casino, and then by Saturday they brought the dogs in,
Right.
and kind of went through the entire property. And I mean, that's really all I know.
It is a little different, I guess, coming into a casino because, like, there's a camera everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that
it's
makes sense,
it's not
too.
And
like
we do
going
have
into
a
regular-
fantastic, the best, fantastic surveillance crew. One of your,
a whole bunch of them.
yeah.
Yeah, I know all those guys.
No, surveillance, not security.
No, I know, but
Okay.
the surveillance guys come in too.
Well, you met 2 of them
Yes.
that I know of.
But did you see that PennDOT had those big ass snow plows blocking the driveways?
Yeah. Well, I saw them when I was leaving.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I saw that when I was actually leaving. Speaking of PennDOT, are we getting snow tomorrow?
Supposed to.
That's supposed to.
How much?
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
That's a lot.
No.
That's a
You can
lot.
come to my house and shovel.
I'll show.
No.
Show me
no,
your
no.
house.
No, it's bad. All right.
All right. Well, we made it through and back, and
I'm tired.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
how many
about you
people on
guys.
this end made it through to like, oh, this ball guy. We'll wait for the next episode.
This guy sucks.
This guy, God.
You know what I felt bad for? All those people that stood in the line tonight in the cold or this afternoon and then got turned away. That they couldn't,
I'm surprised they let little kids in.
because of the casino rules.
Well, because the state came down hard on our casino a year or 2 ago because 2 brain-dead parents thought it would be hilarious to have their little 9 and 13-year-olds playing the slot machines.
Oops.
geez.
Yeah. So we all had to go to training to, if you see someone underage, check for an ID. I think if I saw a 9-year-old playing a slot machine, I'd tap him on the shoulder. So the state came down hard on us, major fines.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
they took away, so it kind of ruined it for everyone else. No minors.
At all.
So yeah, if you're not 21, don't even come here. You're not invited. Stay off the property. I don't even know if they can play golf. I'm sure they can play golf, but you can't come inside the
Right.
casino. Not a security escort to a restaurant or anything.
Well, that would explain leaving then. Everybody
Oh, going away.
going
when we went.
away. Yeah, so nobody.
Yeah, because they wouldn't let
wanders.
anybody in the casino. Which we
Oh,
were walking
really?
right. Yeah, we were
Oh,
walking
okay.
right
So
by
I was
it.
able to walk up the stairs.
You worked there.
Well, now, yeah, but so I didn't know the experience you guys had.
Yeah, so we went up
to
the
go through.
escalator or the stairs, either or, and we get to the casino part, and they're like, nope, straight ahead and to the right.
So out the doors you came in.
Yep.
No,
Oh,
no.
Actually,
We went
no.
up the stairs, had to walk through the casino, but
Oh, okay.
they basically
Blocked
kept us
it off.
down
Okay.
the one walkway. By
So,
the
I mean, they
room.
probably would have been too overwhelmed
yeah,
in that one little
right,
section.
right.
But you would think
Probably
that they would
everybody
want
would've
all the
stood
customers.
and talked.
How
and-
many security guards do they have along the other
Well,
side?
there was Secret Service and state troopers too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what it is.
But you would think that they would want all those extra customers. You would think.
yeah, but I think maybe it was just an overwhelmingly amount of people. They
All
were
at
probably
once.
more concerned with the underage people trying to sneak in.
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's
That
really the
makes
only thing I
sense
can think of.
then.
Yeah.
Aha. Well, on that note, we're out of here tonight.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Have
Thanks
a
for
good
stopping by, Jamie.
one.
My
Yeah,
pleasure.
really.
Thanks for having
yeah,
me.
you have to come on again.
This is
then.
great. Well, let's let them vote
They
on
already
it
hate
or
us.
comment.
Yeah,
on it.
right.
Oh yeah, you guys have made some real friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
have you seen some of the hate?
Yeah, I have. I read the comments.
Yeah.
It's almost like watching an actual Trump show. Like we don't watch the speech, we kind of listen to it, but we're just scrolling through, looking at the comments. Oh, that's a good one.
Just
I'll use
waiting to
that
see the comments you get.
one. Short, fat, and bald-headed. You cannot hurt my feelings. And the nose, the side angle. Yeah.
Roman knows. Roman
You
all
will
over
see
your
him
face.
all night on the YouTube.
Yeah. Check him out on,
yeah,
on
video.
YouTube on,
Yeah.
his, on his speech.
Tim Walz is still a retard.
And then that's it for Podpinions.
That's right.
Paul Pignon.
That's if you're from Quebec.
Oh, I'm from Quebec. Quebec. Uh-huh.
Quebec.
What kind of Frenchman am I?
Bad
Can't speak
one.
French. Hockey. I don't like hockey. I don't know how to make crepes. I can't sheetrock for shit. Seriously.
Totally useless.
Guess that's why you're not there.
That's why I'm not there. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
This was great.
Yeah. Good.
Have a good one.
Oh, that's a girl handshake. That's another girl handshake.
All
Good night,
guys.
folks.
Have a good one.
Doodles.
Slam the follow button. This is Podpinions.